Please join me in welcoming Oyungerel Tsedevdamba.
Hello, everybody. I'm a toilet lady from Mongolia. So I would like to tell you how the word jarlong, or toilet in Mongolian, made me famous. The word toilet had never ever been used in Mongolian legislations until 2017. Everything related to toilet had to be named differently because of a strong prejudice against this word. I struggled for 2 years in parliament to bring the word toilet into Mongolian waste management law, but the law was passed only last year, a year after I left parliament, with only 2 words toilet surviving in the final law. So according to this new law, business entities and local governments of Mongolia must invest into cleaner toilets and cleaner alternatives of today's soil-polluting, dark, and deep-hole, dangerous pit toilets. So I rushed to help implement the new law because the law was my initiative in the beginning. But I was already outside the government, outside the parliament, so I didn't have power to enforce the law. So what I did was I had thousands of readers who read my books and novels, so I decided to write a book about toilet. So when I completed my book, I asked my friends, how should I name it? Most of my friends told me that I should never use the word toilet as a title. So I named my new book as The Right Turn and applied for funding from New Venture Fund. So New Venture Fund gave grant for my NGO, Local Solutions, and we already prepared our book, The Right Turn, to the final editing. However, one day, Executive Director of Local Solutions, Nomenzol, young colleague and very stylish colleague of mine, and she said, Oyuna, I really don't like this obscure title of your book. Why don't you use just the word toilet directly? So if she, as a stylish young woman, says that using the word toilet is a cool thing, I should listen to her. So I changed the title of my book, and we named the book as Let's Change Our Toilets. So we launched our book on the World Toilet Day in 2017, and the book contained 13 technologies you guys invented around the world, and you guys tested, and 4 technologies that were tested in Mongolia, and 5 septic tank technologies, and 3 sewage facility technologies. So it was a technology book written in Mongolian with plenty of handwritten, hand-drawn illustrations, and explained all these technologies in a very simple language. So it was the ordinary, simple language book. Then I faced a new reality. So those who could read and buy my book didn't actually have urgency to change their toilets. But those who really needed to change their toilets couldn't afford my book because it was $8 and it was already too expensive for them. So then we saw another reality coming up, which is how to explain this technology book to everyone so that everyone with various backgrounds can understand. And we actually had grants to do a nationwide training, but we didn't have clear idea exactly how we will deliver that to various audiences. So at this moment, I approached 3 really important women and 1 very important man. So first, I approached my long-term colleague, who is an award-winning filmmaker and a television personnel, and I asked her to lead a campaign to break a taboo against toilet. And secondly, I approached another PhD, Nassim Bayer, to do a special curriculum for us so that we can engage every audience into the toilet training. Thirdly, I approached a magazine editor, my sister actually, and she helped us develop very simple posters that we could use in classrooms. The fourth person I addressed is actually in this audience. He's a colleague of mine, Dashnyam, and he's a project development specialist. So he helped us conduct a social outreach program, community outreach program during our training. So eventually our team traveled 12,400 miles, which is about 20,000 kilometers, all around Mongolia, doing 46 trainings in all 21 provinces of Mongolia. And our earliest training started in the middle of December during snowstorm. So when we did our trainings, usually our training audience is 60 to 160 people. So we would ask people in the beginning of our training, how many of you told your friends and families that you are coming to a toilet training? People usually giggled and they said, actually, we lied to our family. We said that we are coming to a different event. So everybody was embarrassed to say the word toilet, and they were even embarrassed that they were going to toilet training. But still, people came in many numbers. So we would ask, do you come to our training because you thought that we are handing out free toilets? And people really raised their hands honestly. In some audiences, it's a majority. So it's because in past, there were many toilet projects implemented in Mongolia, but they were, for the testing purposes, they were handing out free toilets. But our team came to every locality with another purpose. We always say to them, we came here to tell you that you are the main change maker. You are the main investor of your own toilets. If you don't pay for your own toilet, toilets will never change. So we would come to tell people that this must be the people's investment to change their toilets. So usually what happens during our training is we give them 5 lectures and 4 exercises. And throughout this whole day training, average participant would speak the word toilet at least 100 times, and they would argue among each other which toilet model works here and which toilet models will not survive winters. So they would ardently argue and speak about toilets throughout the day, and in the end of the day, we just literally see that how the taboo against toilet was disappearing on our eyes. So it was really amazing to see all those series of trainings. And in the end of every training, we ask, how many of you now are ready to invest to your own toilets? It's always 100%. Always 100% people raise their hand and say that they will be the prime investors of their own toilets, and they will not approve any free gift of toilets if they don't agree with the technology. So that's how people change on our eyes. So our team's training series everywhere in Mongolia were fully reported by local media and national media. And we were quite popular team, not only because of the media, also every member of our team became avid social media users, and we tweeted every day, we did Facebook posts every day, and I tweeted sometimes so many times about toilets that one time I received the feedback saying, Oyuna, isn't it enough for today? It stinks. So I had to change my tweeting strategy. So what we changed, we just couldn't bombard the social media with toilet images or toilet technology images. So we invented the hashtag, let's change our toilets. And what we do is we just jump in the Gobi and we say, hello here, greeting from the Gobi Desert. Let's change our toilet team doing our training in South Gobi. Here's our greeting, etc. So we would do all kinds of silly poses and road pictures and road videos just to not only just entertain and maintain the social media activity, but also just to mention the word toilet, toilet, toilet all the time. So which worked really well. So we, when we also post our photos, not only just photos people want to watch, people also like to watch videos. So we would take video footages of our road condition when we do travels. Sometimes it's a snowstorm, sometimes it's a dust storm, sometimes it's flooding, and the other times it's actually we got quarantined because of the disease happened on our road, etc. So we would do all these videos and always talk in the car, outside the car while doing the video. We always talk about toilets. Oh, let's change our toilet training team, let's change our training team, etc. So by the end of everyday social media activity for 11 months, the toilet became such an easily used casual word in Mongolia, in Mongolian language. It was never like that before. The word, the team name, and the toilet training became so popular that as a team leader, I received modeling orders. So this is my photo being a model during National Nadam of Mongolia. National Nadam is like an Olympic-style games that we organize every summer. So here you can see the Instagram footage from my son's Instagram page. He even bragged that his mom at age 52 is modeling. Yeah. So by summer of 2018, everybody heard about our team everywhere. But we were waiting for a call from businesses. We wanted businesses to brag about the word toilet, and we wanted businesses to promote their products. So one day I received a call from a young man. He said that he made toilet for his wife and mother, a new toilet, and he would like us to come and report on it. And we said yes. But then there was a second call. There was another young man who said, I brought this new dry toilet from Finland. I would like to show people how it works. Please come and see. So that's how our video, Facebook video live stories started. What we do with video live stories is usually we bring our cell phones and we go there, and then we just turn on the live stories and start greeting people out there. And then we start talking about the toilet of the host and ask about the toilet features as I see it. And so most of the time I lean down to smell the toilet and report on it. So it became such a popular video live stories that everybody wanted to see good footages, and it received lots of good viewership from the beginning. So eventually what happened was the startup companies, small toilet innovators, they used our team as a promoter, free promoters. So we promoted 2 biotech companies, 3 septic tank making companies, and 4 toilet making companies, and 3 toilet making individuals, just through Facebook live stories and just reporting on everything they do. In the end, what happened was biotech companies never enjoyed such popularity before, but throughout our promotion, they received so much attention that last summer, the biotech companies sold out everything they produced. Their products became bestseller, and they didn't have enough products to sell, and next year they're going to multiply their production several times. One day, a woman from a small local town posted her new toilet with all the budget line items on Facebook group that we conduct on our toilet enthusiasts crowd. So her toilet cost her $420. So this is the first Mongolian toilet that actually used sato seat. And then she listed all the budget line items, and everyone who saw this picture wanted to have such toilet at price of $420. But $420 might sound a little bit expensive compared to some countries, but in Mongolia, it becomes winter, very cold. So in Mongolia, $420 is actually very cheap, because the starting price of today's toilets, dry toilets, are $800. So unfortunately, there was no company that was producing dry toilets at $420 in Mongolian market. Everybody was producing $800 and above. So local solutions decided to bring the price down a little bit because we saw how much demand is for cheaper dry toilets. So we did a small test. We did a small little project, and we produced few toilets, and each of our piloting 14 toilets came out with 630 budget. It was not as low as we hoped, but it was lower than the current market price. However, even though it was a cheaper model that we piloted, construction companies were not picking up. They were not producing cheap toilets. We were wondering why all the materials are available in Mongolia, but why construction companies are not producing toilets. But then we had insiders information from construction sector. One woman boss told me that she offered twice a higher salary for her workers, but still she couldn't find a worker who wanted to do toilet building. Turned out, toilet building is totally dependent on male workforce. All those were men, and men didn't want to do toilet building. The prejudice against toilet was very well and alive in workers' mindset. In Mongolia, we didn't have toilet model that women can erect without men's help. So we had a problem. We had a few companies offering high-priced toilets, and there were lots of demand growing among the population, but toilet wasn't delivered fast enough. So we needed to find a financial solution, and we approached banks and financial institutions to give loans for toilet. The first bank that responded to our offer was Capital Bank of Mongolia, Mongolia's local native bank. And Capital Bank and us worked for 2 months to formulate the product, and first ever eco-toilet loan of $630 was given to a man from South Gobi. So that is now becoming a good start in the Mongolian financial sector, but Capital Bank's money was enough only to change 650 toilets. While in Mongolia, we need at least to change 6,000 toilets to change just 1% of nation's toilet needs. So local solutions needed to help the banks and to bring the more loan source for the banks. So we started online fundraising campaign. So while doing our online fundraising campaign, we learned that from Mongolia, money can leave freely online, but it's very hard to come in to Mongolia through online banking. So we needed somebody to help us to raise online fundraising. So after 2 months of research, we had a fiscal sponsor from US, and for our cause to raise funds for 6,000 toilet changes, the American charity Hesperian Health Guides, based in Berkeley, is helping us now as a fiscal sponsor. So if you donate to Hesperian Fund to the cause of 6,000 toilets, then it will reach us, and that money will go to bank, and bank will give it to the loan to change 1% of Mongolia's toilets. Now we have another goal for 2019. We need dry toilets that women can build, because we have a very hard prejudice among male workforce. So now we are thinking about lightweight dry toilet that women can erect, dismantle, clean, and manage. So that's our goal, and we already put a lot of thought into this product, and we are open for discussion on how to collaborate on that. But what we really understand during the whole year journey is that women is going to be our hope to change toilet in many numbers. Because there are so many reasons why we need to focus on dry toilet in Mongolia, because first of all, we don't afford sewage everywhere. Mongolia has an immense territory. Secondly, even if we afforded sewage, we have to afford heating at the same time, because sewage pipes just freeze without the pipe that is losing heat next to it. So in order to get our sewage running, we have to have a heating pipe, we have to burn coal, we have to have lots of doubly, triply more investment just in order to get our poops running, you know. So it's a way more money goes not into sanitation. It goes a lot into heating, losing, and piping, etc. So that's why we are focusing on dry toilet, because dry toilet is very, very to the point. It's actually liberating us from heavy investment. So our modest start of breaking a taboo against the word toilet brought us here after a year-long journey. And I'm dreaming to continue our journey next year with a new toilet product, with many female workforce, and the loans to help bring decent sanitation to many people in Mongolia. Thank you for your attention.